Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I had an email from a young friend of ours, 17-year-old. I'm guessing that he may have written me from India. I'm just guessing. But if I were to guess from his name, I would say maybe somewhere in Saudi Arabia, maybe, but nevertheless, I'm more leaning toward India. And nevertheless, it is a normal email, and I will call him by the first letter of his first name, F, as in Frank. Dear friend, young friend of 17. I read your email carefully. I understand what you're going through. And at your age, this must be feeling terrible. Devastating feeling. F has told me that he liked a girl since he was very little, and from 9-year-old they decided to like each other, and they were together for about eventually he's now 17 years old, and they were together for 3.5 years, and they liked each other from childhood, and he was very happy that everything between them seemed the same. They liked to read, they liked the same things, same games, same stuff, same food and stuff like that. And she apparently has broken it up by pretending, whether realistically or just pretending, that he's interested in another boy who doesn't seem to be of the same caliber and the same background or the same morality and the same quality of F is. And that boy, in opinion of F, is not a good boy and is not the same as our friend and is not suitable for her, and he's a bad boy. Kind of. And he is very shocked and upset that his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, let's be realistic, let's consider it ex for now. And he's shocked that she's not returning his text or call or whatever. And the friend of the girl says that she's not responding to you because she wants to forget you. She's not really that interested in the bad boy, but kind of that's what she's going through. And he's very upset. He's pacing around the house, and he doesn't sleep easy, and he's concerned and bothered. And he's wondering if I could give him an opinion, if I could help him in such a way. Well, you know, dear, this is part of life. So if you're looking for help in a way of getting back to her, that is not something that I could give you a secret formula or behavior or something to say that could make that happen. But the more important point here is that you shouldn't even want that happen. You shouldn't be concerned about the breakup or getting back together. You should try to focus to learn something about this, that what happened, what is happening, why is this? And if you understand anything of that sort, that was a worthwhile experience. Because whether you want to believe it or not, even if you would have stayed together or not, this wouldn't have, in a normal circumstance, in the world that we live in, this wouldn't have a successful, long-lasting relationship through the years as you had planned it. From your email, I am reading it. And so let's focus on the experience that you get so you can use it for the future relationships and expectations of what possibly things could happen in the future relationships. So you won't get off guard. You won't get caught off guard and so become so devastated. So let's examine this together. If you agree, we are in search of the lesson and the message and the experience here, and to understanding why and how this happened, at least to have an idea about it or ponder on it and exchange this idea. That could alleviate some of your pain, and at least it will shed some light on the situation, because most often we're in pain because we don't have enough information. When we have information, it brings security, it brings certainty, it brings knowledge, the why, and then we understand and we relax. So let's do that. First of all, you seem to be attributing this situation at the moment, the breakup or whatever it may seem to be, as if it's an indication of your worth and quality. That if she's with me, then I am who I am. And if she's not with me, whether she's with somebody else, like somebody else, or just not with me, then that should mean that I am not valuable, not worthy, a failure, a loser. And it's a direct reflection to the quality of a person I am, that I am not good or not good enough. These are the meanings of these two scenarios that I just mentioned, which is, of course, totally nonsense, because it is us who put such measuring units to our values at this age, at the age that you are. But in reality, that has nothing to do with your actual worth or actual reality of your value, and it's just something that you think it is. Now, the reason that you think that way is because you associate having a girlfriend to your good or bad character. You think if you have a girlfriend, then you are worthy. If you don't have a girlfriend, you are not. And this is what really messing you up right now. One of the things. The other thing is that you are thinking to yourself that, we liked each other from childhood. We were together for 3.5 years. We talked about marriage. We would have told our parents later on when we were ready to get married. So to you, this whole plan and path was set and organized and decided. That's how it was, that's what we are, and that's what's going to be. We liked each other from childhood. Many things are similar between us. We are together now for 3.5 years, and we are planning to get married. And for you, that's a done deal. Well, you're only 17. I know you may think that you have the world by the tail right now, because at that age of 17, that's the age from 17 to 20, 21, you think you're the man and everything you think is right and that's the way it's going to be, and that's the end of it. There's no other possibility. There's no other reason for anything to go any way different than what you planned. And whatever you think, it's the correct way, and that's the way it should be. Well, that's your age, and that's the way it was for all of us. But you have planned what you have planned, but doesn't mean that it has to go that way, because at this age of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, many times we plan things and many times things change in our mind, not because we change our mind, because our thinking, our expectation of the world, our understanding of the world, our level of education, our level of vision, of seeing what could be in the future for us, our hormones change, our attitude toward life change, our ups and downs change, and so our plans may fluctuate. If not from our side, maybe from the girl's side. Why? Because they're also going through hormonal change. They're also going through need to understand life, what life is all about, and so on and so forth, what our experiences, what our knowledge is. Just imagine this. To you, it's very easy to make this plan and not understand what the girl's going through. The girl probably thinks, maybe, well, I knew this man, this boy from childhood. He set my life, or we set our life together. Okay, we're a friend together. We've been together 3.5 years. Many things are the same. But suddenly at a certain age, she says, I still like him and maybe even love him. But is that what all there is in life? Like, my life is already decided. I was a child. I met a boy, and I'm now older, and I'm going to get married to him, and then that's it. Like, where is anything else in this life that I was supposed to learn or see, to gain knowledge or experience? And what she's looking for possibly is not something that you can give her. Nobody can give her. It's not about you, that you're not as good as the other guy, or the bad boy or bad guy or bad quality guy or some other guy or another guy. It's not, the question is not that you're not better than them. In my opinion, from what I've read, you probably have a very high quality boy. Very good person. Good-hearted, kind, nice, reliable, and you probably would be a great husband for any girl. That's what I get from your email. But to her, what she needs to learn, she can't get it from you, no matter how good you are. She can't get it from any other person either. What she's looking for is what she can get from life, from experience of life, from the whole thing. It's not about, couldn't she get it from me? Am I not good enough? Is somebody else better than me? Because now she's with somebody else, or she says she's with somebody else, or that she's not with me, that means I'm not good enough. These are not the questions you should ask yourself. You should ask yourself, could I have given her the experience of life in general before she gets married? And that's probably what she's hoping to learn before she gets married, something more. Is that it? You probably very nice to her. You probably put her on a pedestal. You probably want to please her. You probably were so kind to her. You probably were so available to him. And one of the problems, mistakes that we boys make is when we meet a girl that we really love her, we make her a god and we attend to her more than we should, because I'm not saying don't attend to someone that you love, but I'm saying if you're too available and too attentive, it makes them uncomfortable, makes them feel boxed in, makes them feel that they're always under a magnifying glass, that they're being watched, they're being expected to behave in a certain way, this way or that way. They're being offered services all the time. Anything she wants, you try to get it for her. And then that, in her mind and in your mind, that kind of a service and attention that you give her, that we give her, boys give women, that kind of a service and attention would create a certain expectation in your mind, and she knows it. Meaning, now she has to do everything that you suggest, everything that you say, and every time if she doesn't want to do it, she will feel sad and sorry and ashamed because you've been so helpful, you've been so available, you've been so loving and caring, and paying so much attention to her. Now she feels obligated to do everything you say every time, even though if she doesn't agree with it. So that kind of takes away her freedom. That takes away her independence. And no one, especially in this day and age, girl or boy, doesn't want to feel dependent so much. She likes to feel independent. And that independency will be taken away by the high level of service and attention and love and emotion and togetherness, and we're similar and we do this, or let's do this. Kind of smothered her, boxed her in. And then she feels obligated. She has to give it back to you. In which way? In the way of listening to you, doing what you want, what you expect, living the way you want the life, having the life planned by you. And everything becomes out of control for her. She's no longer in control of her own life, even before marriage. I'm not saying after marriage it should be in control of yours or the husband. I'm saying it has to be a balance. Some things you may say would make sense and you both agree to do it, and some things she, the lady, would say and you would both have to agree. That's called cooperation, democracy, togetherness. But if one person says it and all the time, just because I'm the man, I'm the older, or I'm the one who brings the money or whatever, then you have to do everything I say. These are all a bunch of traditional things that to some point maybe, I don't know, some value to some of these traditional things. But in most cases, bullshit. It just creates division because it puts pressure on one side to listen to the other side when there is really no reason to, unless they're trying to decide on something that a more sensible one should prevail. And it should be on a cordial basis, on cooperation basis, not on cultural. It has to be this because I say so, you do it. The woman feels worthless and not independent, as if she's not old enough, as she's not a person. She has to listen. She has to do things. So sometimes in a friendship or in a relationship, by giving so much of attention and service and love and care, it automatically, unconsciously creates a certain kind of expectations from you and certain kind of obligation in her mind. That makes her uncomfortable, and that's why sometimes they leave, or even though they may still love or like you, the boy, but they still like to discontinue, not because they want somebody else or somebody else is better than you in their mind. It's because they just want to free themselves from all that obligation, all that debt that they feel that they have to pay back because of all this attention, all this availability. Sometimes we boys make a mistake. We're too much available. You should next relationship, you should be a little bit more reserved. You do what you need to do. You do what if they ask you for help, but wait until they ask for it. If you're constantly trying to serve them, it makes them uncomfortable. It's like a little birdie in the cage. Let them fly. Let them experience what they want to experience. If they have a problem, they'll tell you. That's a relationship, supporting each other. But if the support comes before the need arises, then the support becomes a stumbling block. It becomes an obstacle for them to further and develop their abilities, advance themselves. Because that support is like, it becomes an obstacle. It's there, it's a support, but it's really not necessary. So take the support off, take the third wheel off, let them be on their own, do their things. They can be. They're capable, they're old enough, they're educated, they're women of today, they can take care of themselves, they can make decisions for themselves, they are smart, they are intelligent, they don't need that much attention. And at the same time, it'll be easier for you not to pay so much attention, and at the same time, they will appreciate you more and love you more because you're not so available. Just imagine, how much respect do you have or interest do you have for a soccer ball that is always in the room or in the yard, and anytime you want, you can go and kick it and play with it, versus the soccer ball that is in the special box and special place or behind the showcase, and you can only play with it on a certain occasion, certain tournaments, certain matches. It's in a special ball. It's a higher quality ball. So you kind of wish that you could play. You kind of have that tendency of wanting, you appreciating when you're playing with it, yeah? So similar thing. You got to be a little bit reserved. I know we boys are very, the good one of us is very caring, very attentive, very nice and kind and all that. But the girls don't always see it that way, that we really love them. That's why we are so caring. They see it as like a weakness, like, oh, he's so desperate. He's always where I want. So now they start paying attention to the guy who doesn't give a damn about them, doesn't pay so much attention about them, maybe a little attention. So to them, that guy is a little bit of a challenge. Like, they're not sure if the guy likes them, so therefore they may kind of give him a chance. But you or some guy that is with the girl, they already like him so much, so they say, well, he already likes me, loves me, so it's not a challenge anymore. So therefore, why would I? I spilled the tea on, on myself. Better drink it. So, that's another reason that why this has happened. In your opinion, this was your tradition, it was talked about it was arranged, you were going to get married, da-da-da, it was done. For her, it was, oh, is it done? I haven't even seen anything. That's it? Probably so, I guarantee you, probably so. She will never find anybody better than you. That's probably the case. But that's not the issue. The issue for her is, have I seen anything out there to be able to make a decision that even though I know I love this boy as much as I do, but the girl thinks, but what point of reference do I have? Do I have any other experience? Have I seen anything else? Can I compare with anything? Is there anything else that I like and I expect from my, mate to have, my partner to have? These are the questions that she may be asking. Is there anything else in this world I can learn? Or this is it? This is the end of my life? That's it? For you as a man, you think, okay, I get married, and you've seen all the traditional things and how parents have done it, how, older people have done it, and you want to feel big and great, and therefore you quickly in your mind say, okay, so if I have a girlfriend and I arrange for marriage and then then I'm grown up already. It's shortcut. In your mind, you create a shortcut that I'm now grown up, so I arrived. Forget it. Don't arrive. Arrive late. Life is, you don't have to arrive to the end of the story. Enjoy your life. Get experience. Do your studies, because you will be changing your mind so many times. You can't make such a decision at age 17 and think that at this age I make a decision for the rest of my life and that's going to be a correct decision. How could it be? How much experience do you have to know what you really expect from a girl? She doesn't know what she wants from herself and what she wants from her boyfriend. But somehow you were the only two that got together, and the first love, and that always is sweet, but it has a duration. And its duration is when you realize that there are a lot more things in life that I have to experience and learn, and then I know exactly what I want, and I may still want the same person, but I want to go through that process to find out what things are out there, and have I given myself a chance to see what's out there and learn something out there. So that's probably why this has happened. Another reason that you're really in pain is because you have seen yourself in relation to her. You know yourself in relation to her. You have allowed yourself to identify yourself with, I have this girlfriend. This is my girlfriend. So now you see, who is me? Me is someone who has this girl. Me is someone who studies with her. Me is someone who reads with her. Me is someone who shares the game with her. Me is someone who eats same food with her. Me in relation to her. So really, you haven't really gotten to know you. You only know you when you're together, like in a combination. You don't know you as you are. You know you as when you're part of a two, which is not healthy right now. Right now, you got to get to know you. Be single. Get to know other friends. To know what you like, what you don't like, what other people like, what they don't like. And once that happens, as you get older, then you're more comfortable with really knowing who you are. So then your identity and your character will not be limited to knowing yourself through somebody else, through a relationship, through having something. Like, I have this car, that's me. Me is somebody who has this car. And if the car is stolen or is not there or it doesn't work, then I feel out of place because me is not complete. Me was someone who had a car, but now I don't have a car. Same thing you've done. Me, you say, is somebody, I know myself that I have a girlfriend, is like this, looks like this, behaves like this, talks like this. We do these things together, and that's how you knew yourself, me. And now that she's not there, you're kind of lost and you wonder why you're so in pain. Your pain is not because she's not there. There's going to be other girls and you of course miss her and all that, but your real pain is because you don't identify yourself without her. You kind of don't know yourself by yourself without her. That's what pissing you off. That's what bothering. That's why it's so uncomfortable. That's why you feel something's out of place, something's out of order. You can't sleep. Chill, relax. It's not a big deal. She hasn't done anything wrong, and you haven't done anything wrong. This is part of life. You guys are grown up. This is the first love. 99.9999% of the cases, no first love gets anywhere. It's a first love. You know, I'm not going to compare it, and I'm not going to be, I don't mean anything negative by it, but do you hang on to your first bicycle for the rest of your life? Or does the girl hang on to her first bicycle for the rest of her life? Or first toy? The first is first, but it's not the last. There has to be more. There's a reason they call it first, because that means this is not the last. There's going to be a second. There's going to be a third. That's why they call it first love. First love means it's the first love. Doesn't mean it's the only love, the last love, the one that you get married. Not necessarily. Sometimes it happens, but that's mostly because it's been arranged by parents in some countries that the tradition allows. So what? So you need to chill. You need to understand that this is normal. This is part of life. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with you. This doesn't translate that you're a bad person because she's gone to somebody else, or is not with you, or she may be eventually like somebody else. It doesn't matter. You had a great experience, and if she sometime wants to come back, well, you consider it. But the thing is, it's not that she doesn't like you or love you. It doesn't mean that you did something wrong. You did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong you did. Don't worry about that. Don't blame yourself for anything. If I had done this, if I had said this, if I didn't do this, no, none of that. It's clear your mind. It's about her needs to learn or experience life. And that's a right of every one of us, you and her and any girl, any boy. Don't blame her, don't blame yourself. There's nobody and nothing to blame. Just chill, relax, let her go. Right now, you give her space. Don't call her, don't text her, don't try to fix anything. Just go to your life, focus on your things, find other friends, let her breathe, let her go and see that there's nobody better than you. Let her go and see that she can't find somebody as having as many things in common as she has with you. And if she did, well, okay, great, wish her well. And you will find somebody better than her, I guarantee you. Because nobody is going to be the best for you if that person chooses somebody else. And that means she's not the best for you. The best is the one who wants to be with you, and chooses you and stays with you and marries you. And then 10 years after, you will decide if this was the best choice or not. Even just getting married with someone doesn't mean that's the best. At that time, you think it's the best, and that's great. But 10 years after the marriage, how you've gotten along, how you've treated yourselves, how you've helped each other, how you've worked together and led the family together, then you can see, that was a good decision. So relax. Let her go, let her fly, let her find her way, let her see what's out there. If she finds good stuff, or she finds garbage, or she experiences it, and then she can appreciate you more. Even if you're not available anymore at the time that she may want to come back, or she may decide that you were the right one. Doesn't matter. You go on, and she will find out that, okay, that was the experience she needed to have, and she did. And life goes on, and you worry about yourself right now. So your pain is because you think you did something wrong. You did nothing wrong. Your pain is because you think you're not as good as somebody else or somebody else better than you. There's no such thing. You're better than anybody because that's who you are. Nobody can be like you. Nobody can be you. You can be sure of that. So don't compare yourself with the others because it's nonsense, useless. Why should you? You're unique and that's what you are. And you are in pain because you see yourself in relation to her and you feel like you're missing, you're out of place. Well, don't. You'll find somebody else and you find other friends, and you got to get to know life and you. Your relation, you in relation with life is you, not just you in relation with another person. And at the same time, you need to experience. Life is young for you. You need to experience more stuff, learn what other characters and personalities, what other kind of women are out there, and you get to know them. You finish school, you go to college, you see more other kind of girls, and you'll expand your horizon, your experience, and she will do the same, and that's okay. So it didn't have to be together for you to be happy. You just made that plan and you thought that's how it should be. That's the movie. I saw it from childhood. They liked each other, then they were together, and then they got married. That's a movie. Life is not like that. You were together, you had a good time, and now maybe you stay together a little bit longer, maybe not. You find somebody else, another girl, and you will see every one of them is going to be a different experience. Just as beautiful, just as nice, in different experience. And don't make it in your mind that this was the only one because everything for us was the same. Exactly. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. You don't have to like the same books. You don't have to like, but some things in common is good. So relax about it. Give yourself a chance to experience life and see how life is, how other people are. So give her a chance to experience life. And what she's looking for is what you or nobody else can give it to her. And what you're looking for is experience in life, and she or nobody else can really, one person can give it to you. So give yourself a chance to experience life, expand your horizons, and then who knows what the future holds. Maybe you find somebody else, she will find somebody else, or maybe in 2-3 years you kind of say, well, no, I think we were better for each other, and you get to be friends again, and see what happens. In the meantime, just focus on the things I've said in the video and the other videos. Do your things, do your studies, sleep well, sport well, be with your friends, and be with positive activities and positive people, and eat good food, drink good water, and build on your future. Be busy with good things. Don't sit around the home and think, what did I do? What did I? All bullshit. Enjoy. Life is short. Enjoy, be positive, and be happy. Focus on the things that makes you happy, the things and the fortunes that you have in life and the comfort things that you have. Don't start thinking about things that it's not in your control. It's life. It's lots of things happen in life. As long as you're healthy, happy, as long as you're healthy, you have a roof on your head, you have food to eat, be happy. The rest of it, let the nature take its course. Talk to you soon and take good care. Bye for now. Let me know which country you wrote me the email from. Good night.